Hello everyone, this is Very Mellow Man. Welcome back to our Let's Play of Dark Souls 2 Scholar, the First Sin Edition. In our last episode, we successfully defeated the last of the Lord Soul Bearers, the Dukes of Freya. So we've earned the right to get inside Castle Drangleic. Before we do that, we still have to get one last thing from Brightstone Cove Sildora. Alright. There's our good buddy, who's still over there. Creighton the Murderer. That's his flash shard. Next, we're going to go down to the gutter. Okay, come down. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, okay. Parrot set is right here. It's like this. Camel Oris. Oris set. Also right there. Looks like someone died trying to get to me. And another Essence Flash shard. That's a soul of a proud knight right there. Finally, we have the Bandit Great Axe. Sure, let's see where this takes us. Well, okay. Pretty much done here. The reason I obviously did that is so that we could get the very last couple of Essence Flash shards we need. Essence Copes. Not attacking right now, so we don't need this. Radiant Life Gem. A Ferrous Lockstone. Oof. Oh. Ooh. Well, we are not getting those souls back. Oh, switch that. Alright. I just remembered I actually got the Sublime Bone Dust from that area, so I didn't actually need to get it. Ooh, okay. I didn't make the right jump. That's just 0 soul, so it doesn't matter. Yep. There's a Cyan Knight. This is Sublime Bone Dust. That's all I really wanted. Yeah, sorry for that fumbling around. I probably could have just done this last video, but I was a little tired from playing.
Is that a show? Here to see. However.
Alright. Estus Flask number 1. Estus Flask number 2. Now we can burn our 2 Sublime Bone Dust. Yeah, we had 1 the entire time. I had completely forgotten about it after we went down to the Grave of Saints. So now our Estus Flask is basically at its maximum power. So we're going back to the Ruined Fork Road. Not this way. This way. More Falconer Knights. Yeah. $220 Tight Knight. Alright. Yeah, remember these are shaded layers. Yeah, you can tell our SS recovers a lot more of our health than it used to before. Alright. Yeah, this is the Shrine of Winter. You can come here as soon as you get to the Shaded Ruins, but unless you have either 1 million soul memory, or unless you defeated the 4 Great Lords, the door would not open for you. Oh, and yes, in case you were able to tell, this is yet another entrance into one of the Crown DLCs. This is the 3rd one for the Crown of the... It's related to ice. Not yet. We'll deal with them. And yeah, there's an item behind here. Soul of a hero. Yeah. Divine blessing. So, about the Estus Flask. You can have a maximum of 11 Estus Flask at a point in Dark Souls 2. There are actually 12 Estus Flask shards. I mean, 11 Estus Flask shards. But, if you get the final Estus Flask shard, you won't be able to get 12 Estus Flask. So it'll just be a leftover shard. Ah, the rain. Since it's raining, they'll use lightning bolts. Unfortunately, range won't get us so far. Yeah. Real swordsman leggings. Oh! Since we hit him in the middle of his attack, we got counter hit in, dealing even more damage than normal. Yeah! Alright, so here it is. We're coming up on it. Drangleic Castle. Titanite chunks and a titanite slab. Hey, who's this face? So there it is. Our, the big castle we've been trying to go through the entire game.
This castle is isolated. But nonetheless, you must forge on. To bring an end to your journey and mine.
Yeah. That's all she says. And yeah, she's been on the journey too. The Emerald Herald is actually pretty necessary to the story. Ooh. It's tempting. So let's do it. It's really tempting. Oh, okay. Will you come back? Ah, you will come back. What the? Okay. No turning back. We're in this. Alright, let's get warmed up. Oh, see, that guy's got a beastly weapon, too. When you get close to these guys, they defossilize. Yeah. It's not just bosses when you summon a phantom to help you out. Everything in the game that counts as an enemy gets an HP buff. Great combustion and a fire seed. And as long as you're staying outside, these people will infinitely spawn. Since I have a summon with me, I don't want to waste his time. Frozen flower. Alright. Okay. Yeah. He's being cautious. Nice finish. Okay. I had forgotten those two activate or not. Woo! Okay. Fire arrow, monster. Real quick, this is actually Queen Nashandra. Your curse goes up really quick when you get near that poison, that portrait, so stay away from it while you're fighting in this area. You're invaded by Dark Spirit Nameless Usurper. And now we've defeated the invader, Nameless Usurper. We killed her too quickly to get a character. We need to go down here. Because there's a hidden bonfire right here. If you got this far into the castle, you really need to hit this hidden bonfire. Alright. Here is the queen. But where is the king?
You have fought admirably on your journey, cursed undead. I am Nashandra, Queen of Drangleic. A true monarch carries the weight of their souls. The last king of this land, King Vendrick, as he was called. He found the strength to rule his people, and when the undead were born, cursed, he found more strength to face them. But in the end, he never took the true throne. Visit Vendrick.
Right, and that's all the queen will tell you. Visit Vendrick. You can summon one other person this fight, Pilgrim Belclair. In case you've forgotten her, she was the summon available for the... I'll explain later. So yeah, we're doing the Dragon Riders again. Only this time, the idea is a melee and bow shooting combo. And that's the last of that. Thank you for your help. Pacho 327. Thank you. You made that go by breezingly fast. So anyway. Yeah, as I was saying right here. This is Pilgrim Belclair. She could originally have been summoned for the Sentinels. The 3 Sentinels around the the Lost Bastille, for that boss fight. She didn't help us a ton in that boss fight. So we had to solo it. But she's there, this time as a small white soap sign, so you can summon her for whatever you want, even after this boss is defeated. So let's talk to this. Oh, hey, it's another old face.
Oh, well met, friend. Good to see you well. Yes, very good indeed. I journeyed from the distant east to perfect my swordsmanship. The legend has it that powerful beings slumber in this land. This sword, it's been in my family for generations, and only a real man can wield it true. I may face any man or beast, but none shall be a match for my sword. This land is a right mess, eh? King's gone. The people have a mad glint in their eyes. The land itself is overrun by terrible beasts. No better place to test my sword, eh?
So, okay. Here's the thing about this guy. See that weapon he's got? It's called the Blue Moon Greatsword. It's actually... he mentioned that weapon before when we last talked to him. Benhart of Jugo loves that Blue Moon Greatsword. It's his ancestral weapon. He and his ancestors passed it down to each other throughout the generations. And the reason for that is because... well, they think it's called the Moonlight Greatsword. More on that in a little bit. Since we can catch a break, let's go back to Majula and level up. Another thing about Benhart is that he might not even be undead, frankly, because he actually remembers his family.
There less.
Alright. So now we have some places to be. Oh, that's right. When you get to Castle Drangleic, and when you light at least one of the bonfires in Castle Drangleic, you can see every last location available in the game. This also allows you to see any bonfires in any areas you haven't unlocked yet. So let's go back to the Black Gulch. I'm sorry if I jump around from subject to subject when I play these games. Alright. The reason we need to go down here is because we need to kill these giants. Alright. Let's go in here. That's one down. That's two down. We have both Forgotten Key and a Soul of Giants. The soul possessed by a giant. The soul of a giant who came to conquer Drangleic. Yeah, those are some of the last giants actually left in Drangleic. In the present day, by the way. So, the last giant wasn't technically the last giant, like we discussed way back in, I want to say, the first video. Will the giant's resentment for the king he pacified in death? Will the giant's resentment for the king be pacified in death or only emboldened? Can be used to acquire souls only. Now pay attention to that last line. Unlike, say, the other souls here, which mentioned that you can, at the very least, create something of great worth, aka turn it into a boss weapon or a spell, when you read the soul description, the soul of a giant doesn't say that. In fact, it seems to be warning you against consuming one of the souls. Another Petrified Dragon Bone and the Ring of Giants +1. Now, you may be wondering what a Petrified Dragon Bone is. Well, this is it. They are special ores that are used to reinforce special equipment. And right now, we can reinforce a certain weapon to +3 because we have... They work like Twinkling Titanite. Basically, yeah. Now I can use Forgotten Key. I know there's a second one up there, so I'm just really cautious. Okay, looks like the coast is clear. So who's this decrepit old man inside this ridiculous looking creature? That mysterious old man will become very relevant very soon. Like, in a few seconds. Because we're going to meet him again at the Shaded Ruins. think it was over here. Yeah. First, let's get this. Holding some ass. Let's talk to him again.
Young undead, don't let this curse weigh upon you. We meet a second time. Perhaps you will yet traverse the dark. Young undead, if you truly seek the dark, then we will surely meet again.
Yeah. Shorter than the last conversation, but honestly, at this point, it needs to be short. Now, the last meeting is actually the hardest to get at. You have to go back to the King's Gate. Oh boy, yeah, I'm gonna die a lot trying to do this. The gist of this room is that in order to lock all the doors, you need to lead the souls into the proper area. Yep, the Ruined Sentinels are back, and they are the generic enemy they should have been. Well, the mini-bosses they should have been, because they're pretty tough. The Faram armor. Helmet worn by the Forosa Lion Knights. The mighty Lion Knights, worshippers of the war of god Faram, wore heavy armor and were feared for their nimble two-handed swordplay, but their legacy was cut short with the fall of Forosa. This is the armor worn by the character on the cover art of Dark Souls 2. So this is basically the, promotional armor. It takes you this far into the game in order to actually get it, which I think is pretty funny. So anyway, so I'll talk to the old man for the third time here.
We meet again, young undead. You have the look of a true seeker. I am Dark Diver Grandar, seeker of dark, giver of dark. If you seek true dark, I will grant it to you, as much as you desire. Well then, is dark what you wish for?
Join the Pilgrims of Dark Covenant? Yes, we're gonna finally join the Covenant. And we see, look, that empty little symbol next to our health and stamina is filled in with the symbol of the Covenant in honor of.
You are now a pilgrim of dark. The dark chasm beckons you. Those drawn to the dark are destined to seek it. Finally, now, open the depths of darkness. Young undead, the dark awaits you.
Alright, so here's the deal with this Covenant. It's connected to a new area within the game, a bonus area you don't have to go through in order to beat it, called the Dark Chasm of Old. There's 3 different portals, and they'll take you to 3 different sections of the Dark Chasm of Old. Once you beat all 3 chasms and fulfill the optional objective to light a candle fire in each and every one, you fight one of the hardest bonus bosses in the game. And then when you beat that bonus boss, not to mention after you light all 3 of those candles, you basically max out the entire Covenant's rewards and get the best stuff from it. As for Dark Diver Grandal himself, he is technically our advanced hex merchant. Let's buy another Dark Ore for him, because why not? Like, see, this is a really advanced hex. Profound Still literally stops enemy spellcasters from using magic. That's absurdly powerful. It takes us a combination of 20 intelligence and 42 faith in order to use it from a sacred kind. But he also sells us human effigy and bonfire schematics. What's interesting about this... Oh yeah, that's basically the main perk of joining this Covenant. Unlimited bonfire aesthetics farming. Bonfire aesthetics are some of the riskiest but most powerful items in the game. Entirely because they allow you to farm items, farm bosses, and ultimately farm New Game Plus boss drops. But yeah, it's mostly because they allow you to farm items that they're so powerful. Because... And they also force enemies to respawn, remember that. So they also force enemies that stay dead after you kill them to respawn. And sometimes those enemies will have rare loot that you want. So with Bonfire Schematics in this particular Covenant, you get infinite rare item farming. Mostly in the ore department, as you can probably guess where I'm going with this. Like infinite Titanite chunks, infinite Twinkling Titanite, I think. I think the way to get infinite Twinkling Titanite was patched out, though, in the last version.
May the dark shine your way.
But yeah, after joining him, you also get the Abyss Seal. Covering for the Pilgrims of Dark. Ring of the Pilgrim of Dark Covenant. Increases the attack strength of hexes, but casting them will now reduce your HP. What is dark? Perhaps we already know. We fear dark, yet find solace in it. That is kind of an interesting contradiction, though. Like, when it's night, it's the best time to get sleep, for example. Those who join this Covenant can see the hidden dark chasm. So, yeah. Let's keep our Clover Entity Ring, because bonus stamina regen is really important. Alright. Let's go to our item box and make sure we can get the rings we want to get as soon as we need them. I think I'll keep the Curse Bite ring. Northern Ritual Band increases the amount of spells you can cast from any one slotted spell scroll you have, but it also reduces your HP. Basically, It's an archetypical mage item. Squishy, low HP, but high DPS with magic damage. I have 2 Rings of Thorn. Not even a Ring of Thorns plus 1. Wow. Alright. Alright. The reason we're doing this is because the Abyss Seal is too good to pass up for a build. But I really want to use the second Dragon Ring. It's really just a tie between using the second Dragon Ring and having the Abyss Seal in general. So here's how this works. Abyss Seal. Dark Orb, no Abyss Seal. $293. Dark Orb with Abyss Seal. $315. That damage may not look like it's much, but DPS does count for everything in this game. Alright. Now we're gonna go back to the King's Gate. The Armor of Horus raises your equipment level for each piece of it you have equipped. First, let me go collect the last Sublime Bone Dust in the game. And then let's go talk to the NPC merchant. We passed up on the way inside. It's kind of spooky now. Literally anyone can just walk inside the castle, but we'll manage. This is Chancellor Welliger.
Who are you? And by whose permission do you stand before me? This castle is the domain of King Vendrick. Is your trespass intentional? His Highness. Where has he gone? You are a guest of our castle. I am the Chancellor, Belliger. Do you seek an audience with my lord? Unfortunately, His Highness is absent. My lord, the king, has... The queen has taken him.
Right.
My lord made magnificent findings on souls. An accomplishment for the ages. He vanquished 4 great ones and built this kingdom upon their souls. Our king has watched over this land since ages long, long ago. King Vendrick, we must fight back, or the giants will take Drangleic.
He's talking about the war with the giants at this point.
The king had a dear queen, a woman of unparalleled beauty. Long ago, the Queen came to us, alone, from a faraway land. She warned our Lord of the looming threat across the seas, of the giants. The king crossed the ocean and defeated the giants with the Queen at his side. The king commandeered their power and created the golems. With the golems, the king created this castle to celebrate victory and to show his love, his gratitude to his queen.
So yeah, Vendrick stole the power the giants apparently use and used it to create golems. Golems, I believe, are those giant things that we saw that we had to pour the souls of those royal swordsmen into in order to get them to open doors and stuff. He basically used the power of the giants to construct his entire castle. You're hearing basically how Vendrick used the spoils of his conquest. Getting the backstory in this character and his queen is very cool.
The queen brought peace to this land and to her king. A peace so deep, it was like the dark. Is this some sort of a dream? Where am I? What has happened to our castle? Who are you? And by whose permission do you stand before me?
Yeah. So there's a hint there as to the queen being associated with the dark. And in case you forgot, the dark is the same as the abyss. The dark soul. That stuff. Basically, it's hinting at the queen having not so noble intentions. As for Welger's memories, you can clearly see he's a ghost, and that he's basically just recounting what used to be his kingdom before, you know, Vendrick apparently up and vanished for some reason. The guy's not even undead in the same sense that our main character is. He's just lingering on as a ghost, connected to this place, haunting it.
Welcome, visitor. Our guests are treated with honor. This is the way of our castle. Tell me if you should require anything.
Alright, we'll get his gesture. This one's on me. And we'll get to buy some items. The Flame Burge and the Lucerne. As you can see, the Lucerne is a strength weapon because the E scaling on the dexterity bonus, but the C scaling on the strength bonus means that you can at least get a decent strength weapon out of it. The Flame Burge is closer to being a dexterity weapon than a strength weapon, but I think it can also work for a quality build. I can't quite remember because it's been years since I ever played with a Flame Burge in these games. I don't think I've ever used a Flame Burge in Dark Souls 2. It comes so late in the game, I have no reason to change whatever primary weapon I'm wielding. You can buy the Bracing Knuckle Ring +1 from him. You can also buy multiple elemental arrows from him. Magic and Lightning. That's where you get Magic and Lightning arrows. You can also get Magic and Lightning bolts. The bolts are for a weapon type known as the crossbow, which is basically a type of bow that, like, here's the thing. Regular bows, they typically scale off your dexterity stat, so that you can play your, dagger and bow-wielding archer, your nimble, dexterous arch type, that type of thing. Crossbolts are basically for strength characters, if I recall, since you need at least some amount of strength in order to wield one. Old Radiant Life Gems, 1 Divine Blessing, Repair Powders, but the main thing I'm interested in is his Wilted Dusk Herbs, since they're basically more powerful amber herbs. They restore a lot of your spell uses. We used one, and I got back 30 charges for my, out of 42 total. for my Dark Orb. So it's very useful if you're playing a caster build and you find yourself a little low. Finally, he sells you Great Magic Barrier. Superior Miracle to Magic Barrier, which further increases your resistances to all things elemental in this game. So yeah.
Gone so soon. Be safe on your travels.
Alright then. Yeah. Let's go to Central Castle Drangleic. We're not going to do the Dark Chasm of the Abyss anytime soon, by the way. Like I said, it's really... The challenge there is ultimately getting to the bonus boss, who's one of the hardest in the game. So I want to be prepared for that fight before we get there. Benhart's gone. Ooh. Finally, yes. Alright. I said finally, even though bleh. So yeah, as you can see there, each use of Dark Orb sapped off about 1% of our HP. Ooh, look at this guy. Oh man, he's already got an aged Smelter Sword. He's wearing full Havels too. He's a pretty heavy character in order to wield all that. This is locked, so don't bother trying to get in. Hey, yeah, these walls are haunted, so ghosts will now be a random enemy for you to fight. Let's drink up. Come here. Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the goals that King Vendrick constructed. So you can see down there, the elevator is now moving down. So we can use it when we get back over. Cathius Kime and the Soul Greatsword. Cathius Kime. Sacred Kime blessed by Cathia, goddess of tears. Hex dedicated catalyst. Cannot be used to cast miracles. Kathia, the goddess of tears, is known as a compassionate being that is with us in times of tragedy, but that some believe she is a demoness that guides us towards misfortune. The important thing here is that like, you can see right here that our Archdrake kind plus 6 is actually inferior to a Cathia's kind right now because of hex damage reasons, but that's going to change pretty soon as I can get a chance to upgrade it. Ooh. Yeah. In case you haven't seen that before. Yeah, that thing's got a lot of HP, and it's pretty resistant to dark, I'm pretty sure. As you can see, that dark mist it shoots out, it's going to do a lot of damage to us. I wonder if we can get through the walls here. No, I can't. Yeah. If this is the most interesting fight, then I'm sorry about that, but I'm not particularly interested in Gower's Ring of Protection. A lot of souls are in trouble. But yeah. If you went to the Undead Purgatory, you'd find a boss that uses the exact same kind of horse as a chariot. Alright. Yeah. This is called a mimic. Basically, they're there to trick players into trying to open them up the normal way, and we do that, you basically always die, because typically you don't have enough health to survive a mimic at the level you're at when you find them in the game. Another petrified dragon bone, and we get a pretty interesting weapon called the washing pole. We have 2 washing poles. Look at this thing. Yikes. This is a long weapon. Down here. Is the Firestorm Pyromancy. Vendrick's Castle is a really cool location, I have to say. Like, look at the china up here. It's just really... just really ethereal. Nice and rural looking. It's got pretty much everything you could want. You can climb up here. If you do, you can fight that gargoyle, but... not too interested in doing that. Air power and a plain butterfly. Oh, looks like you dropped something too. A wilted dusk herb. And what is this right here? Holy crap! I thought I wouldn't find that until later in the game. Jesus. I genuinely forgot you could find an Estus Flask shard here. Alright, so as you can see here, I created a shortcut. I mean, holy crap. I did not expect to find the last Estus Flask shard here. I genuinely thought it was later on in the game. Alright then. Let's see. Okay. Let's go back to Majula then. Alright then. Shoot. Why? Because we're going to upgrade Cathia's Kind.
I knew you'd be...
Cathia's Kind takes Titanite shards. And only deals hex damage, so... that number is going to rise... Alright. First...
I'll be around.
Let's just compare it to. Here's the difference. The dark... you actually get dark damage reduced by equipping this kind. It's actually really interesting. Because the Archdrake kind doesn't do that. At +6, Dark Cathia's Kind deals 200 base damage with hex spells. Whereas the Archdrake Kind +6 lags behind in that department. So it's already better than that right there. Right from the word go. Need one more Titanite chunk.
You've been a long way. Well, I've only one thing to provide, and we both know what that is.
You can buy stones from Cloran. Large Titanite Shard here and a Titanite Shard over there. You also get a Miracle and a Hex. There again. Hex that casts Dark Flame upon corpses, causing them to bust violently. Hexes such as these that tamper with life stuff are particularly abhorrent. You know, one of these days, I'm going to make a video that's mostly just me showing off all the Hex spells in the game, so that I can just show these guys, so I can just educate myself, honestly.
No interest.
Alright. Next, we're going to go buy Huntsman's Copse.
Originated here in ancient times. They were once a form of sorcery, but the practice was lost, then later rediscovered. Those devoted to it are a lonely lot, but nevertheless they give their life, their art. Such is the fate of we practitioners of dark.
Yeah. In Dark Souls 1, the DLC introduced sorceries called Dark Sorceries that are basically the prototype to hexes in Dark Souls 2. There are only 3 of them, plus a 4th one that was actually just a Dark Pyromancy. But they're also some of the most powerful spells in the game. So, the long time ago he's talking about, he meant that. Hexes were basically just a subset of sorcery, and not their own thing back in Dark Souls 1. Alright. What we want to do is get Great Resonant Soul.
Come again, as you like. The dark is always within you.
We're trading in Resonant Soul for Great Resonant Soul. The reason we're doing this is because the last thing we actually plan to do is a boss fight. Just to show you how much of a difference the Cathay's kind makes. $515 with the Abyssal on. Now the Great Resonant Soul $765. Alright, let's do this. Central Castle Drangleic. Oh, right. There's one more step we have to take. Ugh. Every time I come here, I'm always mystified at the sight of this person. No key to the embedded in the inventory is what it will tell you when you examine. Strong magic shield. A soul vessel and a fire seed. Actually, let me tell you what a soul vessel does. I mean, we should have 2 at this point. Yeah. Show this vessel to a certain person, and it's a vessel that will accept your souls. It can allow reallocation of levels, but without proper assistance, it may simply drain you of souls. If you truly wish to start again, go to the place where your journey began. Yeah, that's a hint to tell you to go back to Majula and speak to those ladies in the red. And if you do this, you'll be able to respec and reallocate your points into whatever stat you desire. The trick is you can't just use this to start over at 0. You have to reallocate your points. By the way, that didn't exist in Dark Souls 1. It was probably added into this game because of the popularity of a certain glitch in Dark Souls 1 regarding carrying over items to other characters in order to it was a glitch that allows you to carry your items from one character to another in order to hasten the PvP process. And this is the item we're actually after, the King of the Keys Passage. King to Keys Passage. Key to King's Passage. Wow. Talk about an onomatopoeia. This kind of messed me up there. Alluring Skull. The reason for that is... Oh. Ooh. Yo. Look at how much damage we're doing. Yo. Yeah, that's all of them. Petrified something. Ashenite Boyd, a summon that will help you. Yeah, Boyd. Just forgot about him. We could have summoned Boyd to help us against the Duke's dear Freya. Because originally in that fight, he was there to offset the amount of adds the Duke's dear Freya would summon against us. We don't need him. No, what we actually want to do is summon Benhart of Jugo for his questline. Alright. We don't really need the life gems at this point. This is the Looking Glass Knight. Yeah, here's the deal. You're fighting in the rain, and he's using an electricity attack. That electricity attack will gain damage because of you being in the rain. And if your projectile attacks hit his shield, it for him. And that's going to be it for today's video. We finally made the castle Drangleic. We explored pretty much every nook and cranny of the castle. We got a significant upgrade to our hex dealing damage. And we unlocked even more of the game's story. Now we have to go find Vendrick. I assume we have to go past the fog gate in order to go find Vendrick. Obviously, that's what we have to do. I played this game before. So stick around for that in the next video. But if you like today's video, leave a like and subscribe for future content. I'm signing off. Have a good day.